Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Advancement Center, to the world of magic and miracles, to a very quiet day here in beautiful Santa Barbara. It's still cold outside, so we're still indoors, but the sun is shining. And strangely, there's a tiny bit of a breeze. We've had so much wind and rain. Everything looks so beautiful. The earth is alive. I'm starting to see poppies on the side of the road. We're going to have a wildflower explosion this year. I can feel it. So welcome to the worlds beyond all worlds, where we travel, explore completely new experiences as every day more and more doors are opening. Completely new sensations, experiences are coming into our worlds. And once again, more and more of our gifts we're discovering as we've hid them, many in plain sight, in the words of songs, in so many different places. You'll come across something and it will just touch you in a way that you won't understand often why you have such a strong connection, whether it's a sound, words, even the sound of someone's voice singing on the radio. You'll just have this profound connection. And maybe you've heard this particular song many, many times over many, many years. But suddenly there's something new, something different, this incredible, it's a harmony that happens between your own being and this other frequency that's coming into your field. And it can be quite glorious because this experience and so many more can just take you. They can take you back to a place, to a memory. For me, I'm finding they're taking me often to a place and a memory that doesn't feel like it's from this lifetime, because I have no of it. It feels new, and yet it's extraordinarily familiar. It's really quite an amazing experience. And sometimes especially when I'm driving, I actually love this drive, my 6 days a week drive from up north in Solvang down along the coast back here to Santa Barbara, because there's something for me about being in the car where there's this space where I'm not focused particularly on anything. the focus in my driving is, well, usually pretty large. Obviously, when there's other drivers nearby, there's a navigation that happens as you feel someone starting to swerve into you, but the larger focus is very large beyond beyond the immediate world. It's very easy for me to go there. I think that's why I've always loved to drive. When I was a teenager living up in Northern California, I would often jump in my car by myself and just drive up the one along the cliffs, along the ocean with music. It just provides a space where anything could happen, really. And there's a recurring experience I'm having. It's been a little while, but I was just reminded of it the other day, where I will be taken actually to a physical place that feels like planet Earth, that feels so familiar and so comfortable and calm and warm, and a place of no worries, no problems, beauty. And what I do know is this physical place, planet Earth, is becoming more and more that place. And like the traffic, the cars nearby, circumstances and events in the physical plane can be distracting for a moment. You may have to give it your attention. But the more you step out, you connect with your creator, with Simeon, with the angels, with the masters, with all the amazing beings. It gets to be more like driving the car. There's this vast awareness. It's really like flying. Every time I see these grand birds, whether it's a hawk or even a turkey vulture, way up, soaring and circling and soaring higher and higher, it always grabs me, because it's like it puts me there. It puts me in the feeling of soaring. And you're above the turmoil. You can look down, you can see it, but you're not caught up in it, because it's like the turmoil under the wave. Very similar to riding on top of the wave. But these majestic birds for me are something really special. And they always visit me on my drive. They actually always visit me when I'm sitting in my home, gazing out across the valley, across the cute little town of Solvang, and into the hills and the trees way beyond. They're there for me as well, these soaring birds. Beautiful way to be reminded of our own abilities as we soar and continue to soar higher and higher And with the freedom that that gives us, more and more of our gifts will start to show up because our distractions are less. The distractions that can exist here in this play world. And with no mind, something will show up out of nowhere. It can also happen in your interactions with people, with animals, with nature itself. So many magical moments. Like the children, they continue to amaze me when they show up unexpectedly. And so often it surprises me because I'll catch a little one's face just like staring at me. And as soon as I see them, I connect with them, and there's something going on that's quite magical. I don't understand. I don't need to understand, but it's such a beautiful feeling. There's still that innocence and that wonder, but there's more. These beings that are here now, the young ones, are at a whole new level. Each one is unique, but there's a whole new level of awareness that can be really exciting to witness and recognize. Because as you recognize each one of these amazing beings, they feel it. And it pushes them forward. It gives them another boost. The things that they have to contend with coming into this physical world, and then you show up, and what I was describing earlier, you can give an experience like that to them in a fraction of a second, and you can see it in their smile, in their giggles, in their eyes. And we can do that for one another. It's like that feeling when you show up to work, and someone sees you and their face lights up and they welcome you back to work. It's just such a simple connection, but beautiful. And I just see that feeling between people here on earth growing, coming back to the place. I call it a place. It is a place. It's a place in humanity where everyone is kind to each other. It's quite lovely. And you can feel it in the animal world, the wild animals. If you are in that place of gentleness, of kindness, they will feel it and they will stop and join you and actually invite you into their world. Like the little birds in the trees, the little rabbits. Nature is intrinsically pure. It's just a purity of existence. And as we step in further to our own innocence and purity, it's like I can't find the right word. It just brings this beautiful peace and beauty. I just see a beautiful, clear pond, blue water, green everywhere, trees everywhere, hills, streams. That's the feeling of what I'm speaking of between beings, is that feeling of peace and calm. And there's always mischief in there as well, and laughter and fun. And it's always revolving around this just beautiful, loving place. It's really very simple. This is one of those days when the silence is so silent, so still, you can almost hear it and feel it. I remember many years ago, it's not quite the same when my mother first bought her house up in the Sierra Nevada foothills, up in Northern California, out in the country, very few houses around. And I remember going to sleep at night, and it was even more so. It was so still and so quiet. It was almost too much, if that makes sense. You realize in those moments how rarely we get to actually experience that absolute utter stillness. And then, of course, I hear the cooing of a dove outside the window. Once again, these places that we go, these experiences that each and every one of us has that's absolutely unique to us, just takes us to places beyond words. Beautiful places. And that is my gift to you today. Is to be as the lead bird flying in formation, flying ahead so that those that fly with me have an easier time of it because they're riding through the air that's already been broken by the flight of my wings. So you can just coast, enjoy the view, and once again, have the time of your life. May your life be filled more and more every day with these experiences that bring you joy, peace, calm, laughter, movement, everything. But from this beautiful place with no reason, no need, no problems, just peace and fun and love for one another, for this very existence, and for the amazing future that we continue to not only step into, but we continue to create every moment of every day. And each one has the most beautiful gifts that just continue and continue to reveal themselves as new stars showing up in the sky. So I will leave it there. And once again, offer you the most perfect life, perfect health, and brilliantly magic future. Thank you so much for joining me here, and my name is Genya.